AITA for not paying the bakery for my stepson's birthday cake after I was told I wasn't invited? IF 35 married my husband M 38 2 years ago. He has a son named Caleb, age 15. His mom is super involved and shares custody of him with my husband. Caleb and I were doing fine at first, but after marriage I noticed he's been wanting to do almost everything with his mom and exclude me. Even when it's my husband's time to have him, I'm excluded from any activities and my husband would tell me to give it time. In the past he'd get involved but now says I'm being too pushy. Caleb's 15th birthday party was last week. My husband said the party was going to take place at a park, but the problem is Caleb wanted his mom there, and his mom refused to come unless I'm not there. I was in shock when my husband advised me to sit this one out. It's not like I'm there in every event. I didn't make a fuss. I said if that's what Caleb wants, then why not? The day of the celebration, the birthday cake was ready from the bakery and my husband called me telling me to pay for it. I asked why and he said he didn't have money to pay for it himself. I asked why Caleb's mom wouldn't pay and he lashed out, rushing me to just go ahead and pay and we'll discuss it later. I said no, I will not pay since I'm not even invited to the birthday. I hung up after he tried to start an argument. He came home fuming, saying he couldn't grasp how petty I was to refuse to pay for the cake knowing he had no money. I said he never told me I had to pay. And also I'm not obligated to pay even when he's unemployed and can't afford it. He yelled at me saying I put myself above his son and showed him that I'm fine with ruining his birthday. He stormed off and ended up getting cupcakes for the party. His sister called me and accused me of ruining Caleb's birthday when I could have just paid, and being uninvited wasn't an excuse to neglect my duty as a stepmom. My husband's still so mad about it and said he just discovered a real petty side of me he never knew I had. ETA. It was a 4-layer cake with Caleb's favorite flavor and topping. The cost was $110. May not seem much, but my salary is barely covering everything in our home. NTA, especially asking you to pay at the last minute without explaining beforehand. Stepmom here. Your situation is intolerable for you, and mom of stepson sounds entitled and bitter. If your husband doesn't understand that you're part of the family by now and that you should be included in family events, then it's time to find a new family because you aren't part of the one you're in. Why does everyone suck? Because y'all are all being petty and squabbling over a 15-year-old's birthday cake, which tells me you each care more about taking shots at one another than about a teenager's birthday. If scoring points in an argument over a teenager's cake matters more to y'all than the happiness of the teenager, then y'all suck. For real though, whoever ordered a $110 birthday cake without figuring out how to pay for it sucks the most. NTA, as others have said. Why did your husband order the cake if he couldn't afford it? Why didn't he discuss this with you prior? Also, why couldn't bio mom pay for it? You were uninvited, told to sit this one out. But then your hubby calls you telling you to pick up a cake he can't afford and expects you to just to do it? Your husband is ta. This seems like a pretty hectic situation to be in, especially because your husband seems to no longer have your back. Good luck, up, and stay strong. NTA. You can't even go and you should pay for the cake. What a joke. All the stories on here. I will never marry a man with kids and an ex. It's just too hard and messy. The kid was okay with you until marriage because that was the end of his father ditching you and getting back with his mom. Dad is mad because you made his broke behind look bad, and his sister is always going to be on his side. You were not petty. They all disrespected you and wanted to use you. Sis should have gotten the cake if her brother couldn't. Crazy. NTA refusing to pay for a party you are not invited to is reasonable. Mom and dad can pay for their precious party on their own then. NTA. Why is it your responsibility as the stepmom? If the husband couldn't afford it, then the ex-wife should have paid for it if she didn't want the birthday ruined. The great thing about being a step anything is that you aren't related by blood, which means you have no obligation to do anything, especially if you weren't invited. It also makes me wonder what the mom is saying to Caleb. You stated that you and him were doing fine at first and now exclusively wants to do things with his mom. What has she been saying to him? She has clearly been saying stuff about you to him, and now he doesn't want to do things with you. And not wanting you at the birthday? How petty is she? Why does your husband care more about his ex-wife's feelings than his actual wife? NTA husband needs to get a job and stop treating you like an ATM machine. YTA. You pretty much broke rule number 1 for being a step-parent. Keep the child out of any drama. Now Caleb's mom has an even bigger reason to not want you around. This also pushes your husband and Caleb's mom closer together. You are pushing your husband, stepson, away and closer to his mom. So, they don't want your presence there, but will take your money instead. How convenient. Absolutely NTA. Also, your husband is an idiot for allowing you being disrespected and excluded all the time. NTA. The level of disrespect from your husband is hard. How much is this cake? How can a 38M not afford a birthday cake but is hosting a party? Unless they ordered a 6-tier custom wedding cake? Seriously asking. Why didn't the sister help pay for it? NTA. And neither is Caleb. Your husband and his ex don't get to demand you pay for something for the event while simultaneously telling you not to attend the event you would be paying towards. Nope, nope, nope. One of them needs to cover that cost. Your husband sounds insufferable. NTA. Ask yourself, is the dick he gives me worth all this? Chances are good that the answer is no. NTA. Why on earth would your husband order a $110 cake when he's unemployed? NTA. They want to have the best of both worlds. They ask you to step back and you did. They don't get to call you back when they need something, then shoo you away again after they've used you. It was on your husband and his ex to figure everything out, and he's manipulating you by calling you petty. Because if his definition of petty is you refuse to be a spineless doormat for this family, then take it as a compliment with your dignity intact. Honestly, if I were you, I would be rethinking my position in this family. They clearly and obviously shut you out, and your husband is too weak or doesn't care enough to say, no, this is my wife, she is a part of my family, so you either accept her or we'll just divide everything separately, and if my son's birthday falls on my time with him, then tough luck, you're not invited. I'm sure if he put his foot down things would change, but it seems like the ex is weaponizing the kid against you, and your husband is allowing you to be discarded time and time again. Picture your life a few years from now and really ask yourself what you want it to look like. You seem so unvalued, it's sad. So what your husband is saying is just to bend over and take it while they have their cake and eat it too. NTA. NTA. You're not his stepmom. They have all made it clear that you're not welcome in that family. Only your money is. Hire a good divorce lawyer. NTA. Why are you married to a mooch? He also won't give you your place. The problem is his ex. She's telling Caleb to be rude to you. You deserve better. Skipping link. NTA. I wouldn't have paid either, and I would be reconsidering that marriage.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.